Hello and welcome to the Learning Love Podcast, brought to you by the Learning Love Foundation, helping people transform how they love, live, and lead. I'm your host, Dr. Mark A. Hicks, and I want to thank you for joining us today as we spend some time learning love. Love is the answer. Now all we have to do is explore all the questions. And today, I want to explore a question that is going to make a huge impact when we get this, when we really start to understand our own image of what love is. That's the question. What is your image of love? Most people have an image in their mind, in their soul, of how they wish to be loved. Not only at home, which is a big part of it, obviously, but also how do your friends treat you? How are you treated at work? But mostly, how does your spouse or significant other treat you? How does your family treat you? How do they show you love? How do they show you respect? How do they demonstrate to you that you are loved? We generally have an idea of what that looks like or what we want it to look like in our life, what we wish people would do. It may not be a clear idea. We may not have even thought about it consciously, but people tend to have that image somewhere, even if it's vague. Other people have a very clear image. They know exactly how they wish people would treat them, how they wish to be loved, and very often we are disappointed. In fact, almost always we are disappointed when we have that image because people don't seem to live up to that. And sometimes that leads us to say things like, well, if you loved me, you would just know. If you loved me, you would treat me this way. If you loved me, you would do this. And sometimes there is this conflict within relationships because our treatment that we are receiving from the important people of our life, particularly our spouse or partner, but other people as well, friends, co-workers, neighbors, whoever it might be, they do not treat us to the level we wish they would. Now that can make us angry, or maybe it's just a small disappointment. Maybe it's something we don't really dwell on. We just figure that's life. Or maybe we blame ourselves and think, well, I wish I could be loved this way, but maybe I'm just not lovable enough. Maybe I'm not deserving of being treated with that kind of love. Again, I'm articulating things that maybe we haven't thought about consciously, but it's just this nagging inside us of wishing we could be loved, treated a certain way, wishing we could receive this kind of love in our life, that image that we have, and yet not receiving it. And going from everything from anger to resentment to maybe just mild disappointment or a sense of self-disappointment, wishing we could be loved that way, but understanding maybe we never will because maybe we just don't deserve it. Maybe that's not what's in the cards for us. This all gets to be very important as we live this out in our relationships. If we are disappointed or angry that people are not treating us the same way, obviously it's going to cause problems in our relationship. They're not treating us in the way that we wish they would. We can start to put up barriers because that can start to hurt. That can start to give us the sense that we're not lovable enough or people are going to treat us differently than they wish they would. And so we put up barriers. We keep people at arm's length because we lose confidence that we can be loved the way we want to. All this gets very complex, and it all leads to a lot of negative feelings within our life, a lot of negative emotions, and a lot of resentment or difficulty within relationships. Relationships that may be going along fine on the outside, but have an emotional problem going on because we're just not receiving what we need. We're not receiving what we wish we could have. The love in our life is not living up to the image that we have in our minds and in our hearts. So let's address this. There's a way to fix this. There is a way to address this that will change everything, but it's not going to be easy, and it's probably not what you think needs to happen. There is someone responsible for loving you exactly to that image, and that person is you. That image is there for a reason. That thought, that image in your mind, in your heart, even if it's a vague one, even if it's not something you've articulated, that desire, that draw, that wish, that image of love that you are wanting to receive is there for a reason. And it is not for you to impose that on other people. It is not for you to secretly desire it from other people and then be disappointed when you don't get it because they are somehow not psychic enough to give it to you exactly the way you wish they would. That desire, that urge, that image of love that you have in your mind, in your heart, in your soul exist as the standard by which you need to learn to love yourself. That is the person who needs to follow that image, to live up to that image. You are the person that is called to love you the way you wish to be loved. That's the first person in line that needs to be loving you to that image. You love yourself that way. That image is there to guide you on how to love you. That image is there to guide you on how you treat yourself, how you love yourself, how you treat yourself every day. That's the image that is there for you to live up to. When we start to try to assume other people should just know this, or when we try to force them to love us and treat us in a particular way, a detailed way, because we have this image, they may try, but they're usually not going to get it right because they have other personalities. They have other ways that they love. They have a different image of love in their mind that they will probably try to give to you because that's their image of love. And it's not always going to sync up exactly right. It's not always going to fit. They're always going to be trying to love you. They're going to try to treat you right, but they're going to be doing it according to their image. And when it doesn't match yours, again, this can cause resentment and struggle and difficulties within the relationship or disappointments that we're not lovable enough to get what we want. That image is there for you. You are the first line to love yourself in the way you wish to be loved, to treat yourself in every detail the way you wish you could be treated by the world around you, the way you wish your spouse, your family, your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers would treat you. That's the way you need to be treating yourself in every detail. Love yourself up to your own image of love. Now, when you do this, when you stop trying to get other people to love you to that image in that way, and you start treating yourself that way, you love yourself to your image of love, some interesting things start to happen. One, your cup is going to be filled, okay? You're going to feel a lot better about life and about love. There's not going to be any more of this, well, maybe I don't deserve love. You're filled with love because you have learned to love yourself, to treat yourself according to that image that is within you, according to that image in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. And every day you're living up to that. You're treating yourself that way. You're loving yourself that way. And I know we're all flawed. We fall short. We make mistakes. That's just being human. That's not the issue. We can still love ourselves despite our flaws. And so we love ourselves up to that image. When you do, your cup's going to be full. You're going to feel good about life. You're going to feel better about life and love. And life is just going to be better. And because of that, because your cup is full, because you're filled with love, you're going to be able to love others better. Now, again, you're not going to be perfect in that to live up to their image because they probably don't even know what their image is fully. They can't articulate it to you. You're not going to get it perfectly right. You don't have to, but you're going to be able to love them more. The standard by which we can love others is how we love ourselves. There's a lot of research. I always credit Brene Brown with this because she's done some great research with this. There's a lot of other people that have as well. The standard by which we can love others is we love ourselves. So if we take that image within us, we live up to that measure of love, loving ourselves that way, treating ourselves in that level of goodness, we're going to be able to love others more. We're going to be able to love our spouse, our family, our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers more. We're going to love what we do more. We're going to love life more because we are filling our own cup. We are loving ourselves so we can love others more. When we love others more, they're going to love us. They're going to respond to that. And we're not going to have to articulate to them how we wish to be treated and how we wish to be loved. They're going to see it. They're going to see us living that out. They're going to see us living that out in our own life on how we treat ourselves, how we love ourselves, how good we are to ourselves, the compassion we show to ourselves, the caring we show to ourselves. And because of that, we show that same level of love and care and compassion to other people. They are going to see that demonstrated And the people that are close to us, the people that are around us, that love us, when they see it demonstrated in our life, it's going to be easier for them to give that back to us as well, to mimic what they see us doing, to respond to the kind of love that we are showing in our own life to ourselves first and to them. And so the paradox here is that if you want people to love you to the image you have, if you want people to get closer to loving you to that image, loving you to that way you wish to be treated, what you have in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, of how you wish you could be treated in this life, treat yourself that way. People are going to see that. They're going to come closer. Again, they're not going to be perfect all the time, but they're going to come a lot closer to loving you the way you wish to be loved and treating you the way you wish to be treated, because you are demonstrating that to them every day in how you treat yourself and how you treat others. If you want to have that image, start with yourself. That image is there for a reason. It wasn't there for you to judge other people on how they treat you or how they love you, because they're doing the best they can if they love you. And it's not there to decide you're not worthy of love if somehow that image isn't met, that standard, that desire isn't met in your life, that somehow you're not worthy of it. That's not true. We are all worthy of love. But the fact is, we're all just trying to figure things out in life. People don't know how to always love each other. You don't know always how to treat each other. We all have different ways that we wish to be treated. For example, some people, they just want the clear, honest, direct truth. That's what they define as love. If you love me, you're just going to tell me the truth. I may not like to hear it, but I want the truth. There are people that's their personality, and that's one of their standards. They want to know that, and so they want you to just be direct with them. There's other people that, maybe they're a little more tender-hearted. They wear their emotions on their sleeve. They want you to tell them the truth, but they want you to be really nice about it. They want you to be kind and gentle as you give them the truth. Don't give them the brutal truth. Don't give it too directly. Have a nice, long, gentle conversation about the truth. Those are different personality types, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. When we have an image on how we wish to be loved, love ourselves that way first. Demonstrate it. Live it out. Show the caring, the compassion, the care that we need. Give it to ourselves first. That gives us a higher capacity to love other people. We can only love others as much as we love ourselves. And as we love other people more and they see that demonstration of love, they are going to have more capacity, more understanding, more ability to love you the way you wish to be loved, to treat you the way you wish to be treated. So it starts with you. The image you have is there for a reason, a good reason. And it is for you to be guided on how to love yourself, to show yourself that compassion, that caring every day. Treat yourself the way you wish you could be treated in life. And other people are going to have a better chance of treating you the way you wish you could be treated. Start with yourself, define what that image is, get it really clear in your mind, and then treat yourself to that level of love. I think you'll enjoy what happens after that, because it's going to affect all of your other relationships as well. And that's my thoughts this week as we continue to grow in our understanding of what love is and how we can live it out in a practical way in our lives, beginning with ourselves and in every area of our life, at home, at work, in our neighborhoods, and all through society. This is the revolution of life that we need. We need to learn the core components of love. As always, I hope you'll go to my website, markahicks.com. You'll find a lot of good stuff there, including easy links to buy my book, Learning Love, Building a Life That Matters, and Healthy Relationships That Last. That's what we're looking for. I want to thank all the folks at the Learning Love Foundation that bring this message to you each week. I want to thank my fabulous producer, Abby Graves of Abby Graves Production, and I want to thank all of you for listening. Until next week, love well, everyone.